Well, happy Sunday. We'll say evening, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Schaefer here. Hopefully you can hear me. Just going to take a look outside here. Just a few updates of our rain chances that we have for tonight into tomorrow. Just wanted to keep everyone up to date here as we get through the day. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Saturday. Obviously, we had a pretty dry day. Had that rain chance this morning. It was pretty light for many locations, but was enough to notice it. And then we've continued to have that rain move in this afternoon / into the evening, and now it's really moved in. I've heard a few rumbles of thunder here in Saginaw. I know we've had some reports of maybe some lights flickering down towards Flint. So moved in a little bit quicker for our southern counties, Genesee County, Shiawassee County, Lapeer County. I do want to say there is no severe weather with this. We've lost most of our energy at this point, but enough energy that we are hearing a few rumbles of thunder. We don't anticipate, though, any severe weather with this. I just wanted to update everyone on that rain chance that we have right now and what we'll have here over the next couple of hours through the rest of tonight into our Sunday morning and then possibly Sunday afternoon. There's been a few changes with our forecast for Sunday afternoon / evening, so I'll have that here in just a little bit. But I did want to take a look at some of our cameras. You are seeing that rainfall right now. This is Birch Run. You are seeing that rain starting to fall there, just that wet roadway. So if you are going to be traveling here today into this afternoon, just be careful. You are going to come across those wet roadways. Then into Saginaw, again, just had that rain falling. Again, there's been a few rumbles of thunder. We may actually be able to catch some lightning here if we sit here long enough. That has been sort of going on and off here in Saginaw, and especially in other areas across mid-Michigan. But moving back to our sky tracker, definitely shows a good large area of rain has moved in from the southwest and has continued to roll itself in over much of the region. I think now it's reaching into Sanilac County, Huron County. It's only going to be a few more minutes before you see this rain start to move itself in. And if I zoom out, we can actually see sort of what we're going to be dealing with over the next couple of hours. This area that we're seeing right now is sort of a secondary area. I've been sort of splitting everything up today into multiple rounds of rain. We had that rain this morning. That was sort of round one. It wasn't very much. It stayed to our north. We then had that secondary isolated round right around 4 to 5 p.m. That stayed down to the south. We're now entering round 3 of rain chances. This is this large area that now stretches as far southwest as Chicago all the way into the Bay region. Again, we're not seeing any severe weather, just a few rumbles of thunder, some heavy rainfall, consistent rainfall, and then some breezy conditions definitely could be possible as this low moves through. This isn't it. We're going to have round 4 of rain. We actually might get a dry stretch after this round moves in. I'm pointing it out here with our arrow. And I actually take it full screen so you can have a better look at what we're seeing. It's going to be this area right here that's going to start to move in behind this sort of third round of rain. And we'll maybe have an hour or two of drier conditions. I should put that in quotes, drier. There's obviously going to be some isolated rain in this area. That's going to move in. And it's going to actually be followed up by another bigger area of rain. We can see this is a large area, almost stretching over the whole state of Illinois right now with rain. This is going to continue to move to the north-northeast, all associated with a low pressure system that is moving in from the south. So eventually this rain is going to move in. We'll see how this continues to develop, but it's going to be this area, if I can get my pointer out, right here, I think, that's going to move itself in here over the rest of the night into tomorrow morning as that low pressure moves from the south to the north. So definitely giving us that rain chance as we get through the rest of the night. When we look at our hour by hour, we can see we continuously have chances of rain. This is at 1 a.m. This is really when I think we're going to see the 4th round of rain for us today move itself in. It's going to be midnight to 1 a.m., and it's just going to last through the night into tomorrow morning. Let me actually fix this graphic. I don't know if it's updating. That's a weird change that I haven't seen done today. I don't know why it's doing this. Let's just go latest run. Let's see what it looks like. So obviously we're doing this live, so some things want to break, they will break. I want to thank everyone for joining me here today. If you have any questions, head over to our Facebook page at WNEM TV5 News. I'll try to answer to the best of my ability. I also apologize if I miss your question. I don't always get the chance to look over there to our Facebook chat, as I obviously have a lot of things going on in front of me. So I do apologize if I miss any of your questions. I try to answer them as quickly as I can, but don't always get to that. So let's actually see if I can get this fixed. Is this going to work better? Yeah, that's a little better. Let's see if that works here. So back to our model. Again, I think we're going to have a drier period, probably about 9 to 10 p.m. We'll get to that area of drier conditions, but it's not going to be an all-night thing, because that third or fourth round is going to move itself in by about 11 p.m. to midnight, and that's where we see more consistent rainfall. I think right now the biggest change you're going to notice when looking at this forecasting model is it's maybe shifting a little bit farther west. So areas out towards Huron, Tuscola, Sanilac counties, that may impact how much rain you end up seeing with this as it moves through. And again, it's just this area out to the west that earlier model runs were actually showing that rain, maybe not so much now, but heaviest rain, especially out towards 127, and continuing to see that rain. And I don't exactly like how this one looks. Let me see if I can find another model that maybe could play a better, or show a better picture of what could happen tonight. And again, we are going to have that rain chance through tonight into tomorrow. Let's see if this one will work. Oh, interesting. Why is... Oh, I see. No, I don't. Okay, I apologize. I don't know why the weather computer is deciding to want to fight me right now. It hasn't done that all day. It's just how it is sometimes. Looking at rain totals with this newest sort of weather model run does show heaviest rain totals to our west. It's going to be Mount Pleasant to Clare, up to about 2 inches. I still think most of mid-Michigan is going to have a pretty good shot of getting above an inch. I think it's going to be areas to our east in Sanilac County and Lapeer County. I think that's the smallest area, a smallest chance to see areas getting up to an inch. And I think that's just because the latest developments have pushed everything a little bit farther west, and that's why you're seeing areas like Lapeer at only 0.4 of an inch, Sandusky to 1/4 of an inch. So not that much. Obviously, we have that drought that continues to grow. But just looking back at Sky Tracker, we'll see if there's anything to point out here. Not really. Again, it's just a large area of rain that it's moved itself in here over the last really 3-4 hours. Again, there were those isolated cells right around 4 to 5 p.m. We did have a severe thunderstorm warning just north of Detroit. There was a special weather statement as well in Shiawassee County. It was just for 40-mile-per-hour winds. So you definitely could get some gusty, breezy conditions as this sort of area of rain moves in. But otherwise, I think a good sign, too, not seeing much lightning. Again, don't anticipate any severe weather as this continues to move through. But definitely could get some gusty conditions. Definitely could get some very heavy rainfall. If you are going to be traveling, just be careful. You could come across some flooded roads. That is obviously a concern when you get heavy rain. And just remember, obviously, you don't want to get your car stuck in any of that flood that we do have. Another factor, so no 3-inch totals. I think it's pretty unlikely. I do think we're going to see some areas. I'm not going to count it out here. Let me throw back out that model. I think if we're going to see 3-inch totals, it's going to be up towards Ogama and Roscommon County. If things can continue to play out like they are right now, again, there's been this signal we could see sort of a more of a west push. Let me pull up another model. Let's see. You're gonna be in the mind with me right now. I'm just gonna go through a few things just to see, hey, what is every weather model sort of showing us? What do they think? So this is the GFS. We'll actually pull it back to Monday because it's counting that rain we could see on Tuesday. And I think the image is still here on this model. Most areas up to an inch, maybe up to 2. Rain in NL, very light wind. Northeast Shiawassee County, Nick. Yeah, you're definitely in that area. It's going to see some more rain. Very light wind. Yeah, so you're going to get that rain, and you'll continue to see rain. But in terms of rain totals, I think that 3-inch is becoming less and less. Let's look at the European model. Just want to see if this still has 3 inches. So the European model is still showing up to 3 inches, but again, you see a common theme here. I wish I had a green screen. I could point it out a little bit easier. It's definitely pushing a little bit farther to the northwest. So Mount Pleasant, Clare, Gladwin, West Branch, those could be the areas that you could get up to 3 inches. I think for most, though, it's going to be in between 1 to 2 inches. And then if you live down to the southeast, so Lapeer, Sanilac counties, that's going to be areas you probably don't get up to above an inch, inch and a half. It could get there, though. Again, there's still a lot of time that we could see development with this. But for now, I think if you live, let's just say Mount Pleasant, north along 127 to Roscommon County, out east to Ogama, towards Gladwin, even Standish, I think that's an area you could see a little bit higher than that 1.5 that you're seeing right now. Because if we just look at the weather model once again, what we see is most of that heaviest rain does stay out west. I think that's the biggest change. What we're seeing with the weather models right now is sort of more of a westerly push with this low that would change where we'd see our heaviest rainfall totals. But even right now, when we go back to pinpoint Doppler, we can see right now Bay City, Saginaw, Birch Run, Frankenmuth, Chesaning, Flint, Owasso, Perry, Morris, Durand, all those areas, you're getting some good consistent rain. I can hear it right now in the studio, falling pretty good here in Saginaw. So we'll continue to keep an eye on this through the rest of our afternoon. I do want to look at our 7-day forecast real quick just to see if anyone missed our 6 p.m. live stream and maybe you're not going to catch our 10 p.m. news or our 11 p.m. news over on WNEM TV 5. Just quickly, 7-day forecast. Rain for tomorrow, obviously. Monday actually looks like it could play out to be a pretty nice day. It's mostly sunny skies. It is on the cooler side, lower 60s, upper 50s. And then we have another rain chance. I actually am going to pull up our long-term model here. Rain chance as another low-pressure system looks to move itself in for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So here's your long-term model. So this is going to start midnight on Monday going into Tuesday. Today isn't the only rain chance. We're going to have another round for late Tuesday. This is 8 p.m. through the night Tuesday into Wednesday morning and Wednesday afternoon. Becomes more isolated late Wednesday. So that's going to be another round of rain, something obviously many areas need. Not everyone needs that rain, obviously. There are some areas, especially I think Shiawassee County. I've had a few people I've talked to there. They're not as dry. Obviously, a lot of our rivers, they need that rain just because the levels of our rivers have been struggling here over the last couple of at least weeks / into the last month or so. But I'm just going to chill here just for a few more minutes. Again, no severe weather with this, so I know that is some anxiety people have. You are going to hear a few rumbles of thunder. You are going to have some windy conditions. Again, winds are going to pick up for tonight. Probably about 3 to 4 a.m., you'll start to see your peak wind gusts start to show up. So most of our heaviest winds are going to be down to the southeast. You're talking about Genesee, Lapeer County, winds up to 35 to possibly 40 miles per hour. So just something you may want to pay attention to through the night into tomorrow morning. We can see here, this is 7 a.m. tomorrow, seeing strong winds around the bay into the Thumb, Bad Axe at 43. You could even see an isolated wind gust above 45 miles per hour. I think that chance is pretty small, but it is there. And then as we get through the rest of the morning Sunday, winds definitely stay breezy, but they calm down. Always a good sign. Hopefully no one loses power with this system. Let's actually take a look. Let's see if there's any power outages across the region. Actually decides it wants to load something else real quick. Can I fix this? Can I get to it? This is new. Okay. Well, I guess I won't be showing power outages. I apologize for that. But going back to our forecasted gust, again, strongest gust at right around 4 to 5 a.m. to about 10 a.m. and then just staying pretty windy throughout much of our Sunday. Wind gust 15 to 30 miles per hour expected. That doesn't last very long, though. Into Sunday night, Monday morning, that's where we'll see winds start to calm back down and really look to stay calm until that next system on Tuesday night into Wednesday. So back to Sky Tracker once again. Just not much in terms of sort of, I don't know what I'm trying to say there. Obviously, we're seeing this rain across the region. This is from the Bay now down to Lansing, Jackson. Looks like it might miss Detroit, at least this third wave. But if you're just joining me, thank you. We do have another wave rolling in. It's this large area that's moving through Illinois and Indiana. This is going to start to move itself right towards Michigan here over the next couple of hours. So we are going to have rain on and off through the majority of our night into our Sunday morning. I want to thank everyone for joining me here. I'm going to end it here. As always, if anything does pop up as we get here over the next couple of hours, I will restart the stream. If we have any severe weather that decides it wants to develop, I will try to keep you up to date with that. But again, I think it's a pretty small chance if we do see anything. It's going to be strong winds, heavy rainfall, maybe some localized flooding. We don't have any flood advisories with this yet. That will be something the National Weather Service can decide throughout the rest of the night if they do want to issue. But again, thank you everyone for joining me here for this quick Sunday sort of just look at the weather. My son says, Julie says, my son says his friend is without power in Flushing. So that's going to be a thing. Yeah, there are definitely going to be some areas. I've heard reports like that. Flint, Flushing, sort of that Genesee County region, maybe losing power. I wish I could get the map to load, but we're having some issues with that. So we'll keep an eye out on that. I'll try to get some updates with that here through the rest of the day. But thanks again for everyone for joining me. Again, if anything does change, we'll be right back here with our live stream with more updates on your weather. As always, head over to our website, wnem.com/weather. There we do try to keep you up to date with all of the local weather that we have going on, especially the rain chances for today and for later in the week. I'll end it looking at our downtown Saginaw camera. Hopefully everyone can enjoy a rainy night. Hopefully you can stay indoors and stay dry as we get through the rest of our Saturday.